can feed blood on an animal, but on a veg you can't. So that's why the difference. But they are alive as long as they grow.
Yeah, but you would agree, actually, being on that position, you would agree with veganism because it takes 16 kilograms of plant protein to produce 1 kilogram of animal protein, so we actually kill a lot more plants in the production of like eating animals.
No, I do understand what you mean, but at the end of the day, Earth is for the lessons of life. And we eat each other, and we have to eat. We don't care. If we get hungry now and the food is gone, whatever goes past there will pick it up and will kill it.
Of course.
We'll eat you as well. We'll eat each other.
But that's a survival situation, yeah? Are you in a survival situation at the moment?
We are actually, when you look at it carefully. We've got a lot of starving people. People are dying. We can't even help each other. We've reached a stage where we can't even help each other. We blame the rich people and say, look what they've got. But if we also take from the rich, like the banks did some time back, they took from the rich, and what they do, they destroyed some rich people. So the rich people lost their jobs and poverty got worse. And it's getting there, the big shops are closing, everything is closing. We have reached that stage. We're hiding it. We're hiding it, and no one wants to say, yes, we have. If those chickens gone past, I tell you, I'm going to be the one. I will get one of them and rip the food. No, I'm joking.
Of course you are, of course you are.
But it takes 64 grams of plants for 1 kilogram of meat.
You know what?
We can give all that grain
So we grow enough.
I know what you mean.
Sorry, did you say 64 grams or 64 kilos? 16 grams.
It's about 16 kilograms of plant protein, 1 kilogram. So it's just, roughly like a 16 to 1. So
Right,
So we actually use a lot more plants in the animal agriculture industry.
Hi, I'm sorry, your name? Tim Shabir. Nice meeting you. Can I just ask Tim, would I be right in thinking that vegetarianism, veganism, potentially may be an emotional reaction?
I think it's it's a few reactions. It's emotional, it's logical, it's reasonable.
How is it logical?
Just in the sense of, or for myself, I like to think I respect all life. A chicken has as much right to live out their own life as I have to live out my own life. In a survival situation, then it comes down to us looking out for ourselves in those survival situations.
Now, isn't the definition of survival actually at play here?
I don't know. I don't think so. Not in this country. It's
right.
not,
Okay.
Because we have access to grocery stores.
Right. Okay. So are we saying that what we are talking about is really selective in terms of asking people to go vegan? It should be in a state or a country or a location where everybody is able to feed themselves without the need of utilizing animals. So what happens to those countries where that doesn't happen?
I can't take control of them. I can only do my own individual.
Agreed. But do we not think that what they are doing is right or wrong?
If that's the only way they can survive, it's not a moral issue for me.
Then it's not, is it? So would the emotions actually come into play for them?
No, for them. No, I mean, they're just acting on instinct to survive, really.
Now I'm so glad you touched on it. You see, if I were to say it is within us and it is in our instincts to eat animal flesh,
if we stop,
how would you dispute that argument?
I think just showing people slaughterhouse footage proves that, because we would get hungry and we'd actually feel like apathetic really when we actually get sad. Most of the majority of people watch it, and we feel quite a lot of empathy.
Agreed.
When we watch it.
Agreed. But do you not think that those slaughterhouses are a problem for the way they are handling the animals rather than the killing of the animal itself.
But do you think there's a humane way to take the life of someone?
Well, I would suggest that in certain circumstances, there is a situation where we may go to war.
Yeah.
Would it be humane to kill the enemy?
We are brought up that way.
That's on an individual level, I suppose. Really.
It is.
For
but
me,
the I agree.
Sorry.
But the amazing thing is that the decision would be on a state level. So that, by definition, would mean all of us agreeing with whatever action that is going to be undertaken.
Yeah.
Now, is there a humane way of killing the enemy?
No, I don't think there is. No.
The amazing thing is, you are absolutely right. There is no way any kind of killing can be humane. Again, the definition of humane we would have to address, yeah?
Benevolence or compassion.
Yes, you see, there wouldn't be. But then the necessity arises. So if I were to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to take a chicken, gently stroke it, calm it down, and then kill it.
Yeah.
I have thought very compassionately about the chicken, and then I put it on the barbecue.
Yeah.
Would that be valid?
Or do you think how can you compassionately...
Like we just said,
Yeah.
any killing would not be.
Yeah.
But we have a situation where I am looking at it and thinking, yes, it is true. Let me not mistreat the animal. The abattoirs are an absolute disgrace, some of them. I totally agree with you. They really need to be put into the channels themselves and be treated like that, some of them. It is a disgrace. I agree. A lot of work needs to be undertaken by the authorities to regulate those places. Yeah? However, that is a separate issue to the ingestion of animals. Yeah? So I'm looking at it and thinking, I can actually do this. Yeah? I can be kind towards the animal, but I still have to kill it.
Yeah.
It is a sad state of affairs. I agree. Yeah, it's an animal. It's a sentient being. Yeah, and you are thinking, wait a minute, I have killed it. But here is the issue that I would really have to face. If it was illegal for me to kill the animals, would it be wrong for me to kill the animals?
I don't think we can base our morals as a society on laws. I think it comes down to
how one feels.
Yeah, no, not one feels. I mean, just because it's legal doesn't mean it's right, and vice versa.
The killing of animals is illegal.
Yeah.
And I kill the animal. Do I break the law?
If that was illegal at the time, of course you have. Yeah.
I do. But I'm breaking the law, okay? Is an issue. It's a legal issue. The question here is this. If I were to take it right back to its beginning, yeah, just for the purpose of the discussion, obviously, yeah, if I take it right to its origin point, yeah, then our nature and our instinct was for survival. Yeah, it was. The question I ask myself, I know it's an odd one, Tim. The question I ask myself is this. How in the world did we decide to eat animals? There was more plantation at that time than there is today.
Because we didn't know better. We didn't know we could get all the nutrients we needed.
It can't be.
And also, I think, well, if you take it as far back, we didn't have, say, refrigeration, so we couldn't store our plants and things. So
plants.
When in winter, when there's less
it was raw. Yeah? So how do you cut and everything? It all blows it up. However, the one thing I can say is that if, as a human being, I look at the situation here, yeah, and I think to myself,
thank you.
Have you been converted? I said, have you been converted?
Yeah, oh yeah. What I don't like is the smell.
Of the animal, you mean?
No, the dough. Can't you smell it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Can I just
so you
ask,
don't mind
which
it?
which part of Africa are you from?
South Africa.
South Africa. You sounded very similar to a Malawian.
Oh, Malawi. Not bad. It's not
From
far.
Malawi?
Are you?
Yeah.
Have
Have you?
friends in Malawi.
Really? Yeah. I thought, very familiar.
Make sure you bring your containers, brother.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. If we go back, then you're thinking, wait, they didn't have anything to chew.
No.
Yeah. So they ate whatever they could.
Yep.
We now are at a situation where the question is, can I eat raw meat? Yeah, I can. I wouldn't dare try it with a chicken. Okay. Can I cook the meat? Yes. Was that a learned behavior? Learned behavior? Yes, it was. But was it for the benefit of myself as a human being to make it easier to digest the meat?
Yeah.
Was that natural?
No, I'd say it was a learned behaviour.
But was that natural? Progression?
At the time, yeah.
And now?
Oh yeah, I think we're still evolving.
Yeah.
So
if we are
we
to-
move past that, we now know that we can just get everything we need from the plant kingdom.
Right.
So we don't need to be killing animals along the way when we can just go to source. We basically recycle all the nutrients that the animals get from plants, recycle it through the animal's body when we can actually just go directly to source and just get it ourselves. And I feel a lot healthier since I've done that, because I used to eat milk, cheese, dairy and eggs for a long time.
How much weight did you lose since you stopped eating meat?
I don't really weigh myself loads. I've probably lost, I've definitely lost a few pounds, but I mean, it's easy to put it back on if you just eat more. I just need to eat more. That's what it comes down to. Because you've got, like, say, Germany's strongest man's vegan. David Hyde, big boxer, he's vegan. Lewis Hamilton's vegan.
Really?
Yeah, you've got all these athletes that are improving their performance on a plant-based diet.
And they don't eat any meat?
No meat, no animal products.
Even when no one's looking?
No milk or eggs, no nothing. No, there's alternatives for everything.
Yeah, of course there is. You know the way I look at it.
Yeah.
The harm that one does is not justifiable to animals.
Yeah.
However, from my perspective, you cannot then extend it to suggesting that any kind of eating of animals should be a no-no. The reason, as I said earlier on, if I were to take this from a naturalistic perspective, then I still have the ability, although if I were to take your position of we are still evolving, well, if that is the case, then at this moment in time, natural selection allows us still to be able to eat meat. What you are talking about is transcending our thought processes and saying, wait a minute, we have got an alternative, why don't we go with the alternative? Why should I go with the alternative? Well, why are you wanting to kill an animal?
Good question.
Well, that's the reasoning. And I am saying, well, no, it's not I'm killing it just because I have nothing better to do. I'm killing it for a reason. I'm killing it for my benefit. Now, if I were to ask you on a benefit-disbenefit basis, is it of benefit to me to eat the way I eat? Or is it a disbenefit to me? Which one would it be?
Well, the way you're currently eating.
Yes.
So, it's a disbenefit.
Eating animals.
Yeah, disbenefit, yeah.
Why?
Because it's promoting health complications that you might not be aware of.
So are you telling me no health complications with vegans?
Or say, like cholesterol, dietary cholesterol,
Yes.
which is one of the leading causes of heart disease.
Yes.
Heart disease is the biggest cause of death in Western civilization. That doesn't come from plants.
Agreed. But is it because there is an overeating of something?
No, because every time eating more, like smoking more, is better, is worse than smoking less.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's still bad. We're always going to say that. So there is in every single animal product we have, there is some small amount of health complication along the way. And we can get, when we eat from plants, we can eat from other alternatives that don't promote those.
So Tim, if I were to say, you know what, you are absolutely right. Here's what I would suggest. Why can't we have a moderate view on our diet?
because we would never take the position of say someone was beating their wife 7 days a week, yeah, and then they stopped and only beat their wife 5 days a week. We wouldn't be going, oh, congratulations, well done for stopping that 2 days a week. We'd want to eradicate that. When it comes to a moral issue, we don't look for better ways of doing the wrong thing, say like bigger cages, etc. We eradicate it completely.
I can see the reasoning.
And again, I'm not talking about survival situations.
Yeah, I understand. That's a separate issue.
I'm talking about in this country, our own individual choices. When we can go to a supermarket and we can get either plant-based alternatives or we can get animal alternatives.
Listen, Tim, let me tell you something. Since last week, my daughter has been on my case.
Okay.
Why do you have to eat animals? I thought, oh no. Yeah. I said, are you vegan?
Yeah.
Yes. She's gone on a crusade now. Yeah. She says, right, okay, all the plastics, we are not going to use anything that comes in plastics.
Good girl, yeah, clever girl. Yeah. Have you seen like the problems with the plastic in the ocean?
Absolutely. I agree.
Like the BBC documentary recently.
Yes, unbelievable.
Sad.
So I'm saying, so what now? Am I not going to be allowed to barbecue as well? She says, well, not when I'm around. I said,
but you can barbecue just plant-based alternatives. You can. Like we are coming out with they're coming out with mock meats. They're coming out with.
Trust me, Tim. You don't need to tell me. She's telling me all this. I'm saying, you what?
Yeah.
I said, you're a plant burger. Come on, you're joking. She says, yes. I said, okay, carry on.
What do you think of it? Have you eaten them yourselves? Have you eaten them yourselves?
She brought one.
Yeah.
When was it? A few days. She cooked something.
Yeah.
I said, I tell you what. Every Tuesday, you are going to cook your dish, and we will eat it. Yeah. There's no meat. She don't touch the meat. Yeah. She says, I saw the documentary. I said, another one. Another one. Carry on. Yeah. So I said to them, I said to my daughter, I said, look, no problem at all. But let me. Sorry, brother. Okay, inshallah.
Very soon.
Thanks for coming. Yeah, sorry I couldn't spend some time.
Doesn't matter. No problem.
Yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah. So I told her, I said, no problem. I said, but at the end of the day, you must be able to justify your position.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I appreciate what you are saying about the treatment of animals. It is unacceptable. Yeah. I am still wanting someone to logically, rationally, and reasonably convince me of why meat in moderation is harmful.
Because we've taken the life of the animal, we could have eaten plants instead.
Agreed. But the taking of the life of the animal requires, for me anyway, a certain, what I would call naturalistic rule in absence of any other kind of guidance, a naturalistic rule which would tell me, wait a minute, the consumption of meat is poisonous to the human body. That would necessarily mean you should not eat animals. But if the body allows you to eat, the body allows you to ingest, as you said, there are certain, what you would call side effects, for want of a better word, I would say, naturally speaking, that is bound to happen.
It's right. I wish I knew these studies, but maybe you can look them up yourself.
No problem. Yeah, sure.
There is definitely a study that's shown that we are if we're omnivores or carnivores, we are the only omnivore or carnivore that gets clogged arteries from eating animal products. No other carnivore gets that. So that would suggest that our bodies aren't biologically designed to be eating those, because we're the only ones.
Right, I see.
Out of all the other herbivores, so that was
no, I'll have a look at that, Tim.
Yeah.
However, was that on a like-for-like basis? For example, the animal, may have eaten, but the human has eaten the meat. Then he's eaten a cake full of cream. Then he's eaten cheese. Can you see that? I mean, on a pound-for-pound basis.
I think they've. I think it was a pretty good study. Covered quite a lot of factors. Was heavily numbers.
Right.
I do see what you're saying.
All right. Yeah.
It's more just just because we have the capability of doing that, just because we have the capability of digesting.
I
and eating
understand. I
animals.
understand what you mean. Yeah. Do
Does
you
it-
have to?
Yeah,
eat
it
the
comes
animals?
down to do we have
I
to?
see.
We're very disconnected, I think, from where the
We are
animals
actually
come.
very disconnected with nature.
Yeah.
That's one of the
I think we're
issues.
sidetracked from nature
Yeah.
because we are playing God in the sense of the way we breed and bring animals into existence for us to eat, and it really is just down for pleasure now in these sort of industries.
Well, awareness has to be brought first. That's the first step.
Having these chats.
Exactly.
basically.
Having
Yeah.
that, and then we move forward.
Yeah.
Now I've got not only you that I've spoken to. As soon as I go, I've got my daughter to deal with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Seed has been planted in you.
Already-
It's slowly
yeah, and I-
growing, and we
Yeah,
who
and
knows
I
where
keep
it'll
telling
go.
her, would you like a chicken leg? Would you like a chicken?
Yeah.
It's taking a bit of time though. Yeah, but it is.
Yeah.
A pleasure speaking
pleasure
to
talking
you.
to you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Have a good day.
thank you
yeah?
very much, and you too. You've got very strong arms. Keep doing that. One hand to the other. God bless. Look after yourself, guys.